All right, I call this the 20-minute mud challenge because I'm going to mix up a pan of 20-minute mud and hit 32 areas on this project. If you saw the last video, I showed you how to repair this cracked ceiling by adding a furring strip in between the trusses to keep that crack from coming back. Basically, what I'm going to do is just mud the second coat on these repaired tape joint areas. First, I'm going to scrape it back a little bit. I checked it to see if there was any daylight coming through. That shows me where I need the mud or where I don't, if there's a hump. It looked pretty good. It does need a little more mud just on the tape joint area. Again, it's 20-minute mud. So I'm going to just try and keep it concentrated in that tape joint. I'm using the 6-inch knife because it's nice and stiff, and so it'll leave the mud where I need it to be instead of just skimming it off. Got a little garbage in the mud, just take care of that. Try to make long pulls when you're doing repairs like this. That way there's going to be barely any sanding. I do have a video coming up where I show you how I'm going to wet sand this after the 2 coats of 20-minute mud have dried. All right, so that one's done. That was the bigger one of the 2. I added 2 furring strips in that section. I'll leave links to all the previous videos down in the description. So I'm just scraping off any high areas with my 6-inch knife. There's not much. You don't want to build up on anything that's a knife mark or a hump. Same thing, just filling the tape joint basically. Gliding over the top. Then you want to feather the edges out a little bit. I'm trying to leave the mud in the middle of the tape joint. And again, getting a nice pull. The next coat I do over this will be with the all-purpose joint compound. It sands easier than this hot mud, which is difficult to sand. That's why I'm going to wet sand it. I'll show you that technique in another video coming up. Hey, if you're new to the channel, my name's Paul, and I'm here to help you learn drywall, texturing, painting. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and also the bell notification to get alerted whenever I put out a new video. All right, here's where the baseboard had been pulled up without first being scored at the top. So I'm doing the first coat of mud over this. I did put a guards sealer on it to seal that brown paper. Again, those videos are down in the description. I'm using my 12-inch knife on this because I'm basically just skimming. I'm leaving a little more mud where the paper is and putting more pressure on the top of my knife. So there's going to be barely any sanding with this. All right, they switched out the casing on this pocket door and didn't score that as well. So I'm going to have to mud it. I hit it with the guards, but I'm basically mudding right up to the casing because when they didn't score it, it pulled the paper off and bubbled up some of the painted textured areas. Let me know in the comments if you're a DIYer, painter, handyman, contractor. Just kind of curious. That's the number 4 repair. The 2 ceiling repairs. Then I did where the baseboard was, just below this area, and now I'm at the casing. So that's 4. Here comes number 5. That was a big nasty tear. All sealed up with the guards. Again, the 12-inch knife works perfect. You don't have any areas that you're going to have to sand at all. There's number 6 on the other wall here. Skimming it out. I'll be doing one more coat over that. Here's number 7. I'm moving. I got 20-minute mud, and so I'm just moving. There's 8. Doorknob, 9. Gonna skim around this plastered area. That's number 10. Who else is keeping track? Let me know. Maybe I miscounted. I counted 32. That was 10. There's 11. Skimming it out. This is 12. I challenge my YouTube friends to do more than 32 areas. There's 13. Can you do more than 32 areas? All over a whole 3,000 square foot house? There's 14. Round the light switches. Little chatter, go back over it. $15. $16, more torn paper from not scoring the baseboard. 17 on the other wall. Still going. Starting to set up a little bit, not too bad. If you keep working it, it stays. There's 18. If you keep working the mud, it'll last longer. If you let it sit in the pan by itself, it's going to set up quicker. So you definitely want to have all your areas prepped as good as possible so you can just get moving. Any dilly-dallying is going to get you in trouble with 20-minute mud. Uh-oh, what was that? Here's 18. Little chip piece of corner bead from the hammer when they were going around pulling off this baseboard. Made a mess with that. Live and learn for the homeowners on that one. 19. Okay, is this going to fill? That's going to be behind the baseboard for the most part after the flooring's put in. I'm just trying to fill any holes. Got to move on. Here's 20 coming up. Needs a little scrape, little hump and a bump. Skim. That was where the pry bar or hammer completely went through, so I did pre-tape that area. $21. Still going with the 20-minute mud. This video has not been edited at all. I just wanted to run the whole thing unedited. Uh-oh. Was that 21 or 22? That was 22. Bedroom over here where the headboard from the bed was. Here's 23. Just skimming it out. Little ding. I'll count that. 24. All right, we're at 24. 25. Skimming them out. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. Another little booger. Still on 30. 20-minute mud, still going. 31. And 32. Can you do 32? And if you want to step up your drywall, texturing, or painting game, be sure to hit that round icon in the middle of the screen now to keep up with all my latest videos. If you've got a friend that's a contractor or DIYer, be sure to share this video with them on Facebook or Twitter. Thanks so much for watching. There's more of my most popular video links down below in the description.